Hello, this is So Many Robots. Welcome everybody to Dota Battle Season 1 Quarterfinals Round 1 between Kunkka's Tree Weasels and Ace Style. Looks like we've got all of our players loaded in. Vic should be joining us in just a moment here.
Hello.
Hey Vic, how you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you, robots? Oh.
Fantastic, except my draft screen just showed up and I can't see the hero
Dyer's
pool at
ban.
all.
Oh, is it shifting off to the right?
Yeah, it's shifting up to the left, but yeah, it's doing that thing. So you're in charge of the hero pool and the first
Radiant's
picks and
ban.
all the bans.
Alright, that's fine. If you can introduce the teams and maybe contextualize the match for us.
That's true. I actually did that while we were waiting for you to get in. But just to
Dyer's
repeat, this is
ban.
Dota Battle Season 1 Quarterfinals Round 1. Kunkka's Tree Weasels versus Ace Style. For those who haven't been checking the standings lately, Kunkka's Tree Weasels ended the league stage in 3rd place. Ace Style was in 6th. So Kunkka's Tree Weasels probably the favorites going into this match, but Ace Style put up some great performances. And honestly, most of the field were reasonably even. So I'm looking forward to a good match today.
Awesome. That sounds great. So our first bans are offlaners. We got Clockwork and Weaver. Waiting for second bans. The hero pool seems to be very light on mid heroes. I'm seeing like a Windranger, Puck, a Troll Warlord, Nyx. There's really just slim
Radiant's
pickings
ban.
after that. Maybe a Brewmaster or Beastmaster. I'm expecting some actually like really like different new mid picks for this game. Just because there aren't traditional heroes. Yeah.
Excellent. I am always a fan of unconventional mids.
Definitely. Alright, so the next bans came through, Keeper of the
Dyer's
Light and
pick.
Doom. A-Style's gonna pick their first hero right now. They banned Clockwork and Keeper of the Light, which is interesting. Kind of long-ranged heroes that can zone you out with their abilities. Clockwork through the potential. They're gonna pick Puck right
Radiant's
off the
pick.
bat. Definitely expecting this Puck to go mid. There's really no one who can play against Puck in this pool. Maybe Windranger, maybe Venomancer. But Puck is going to be really hard to lane against, and Kunkka's has 2 picks to kind of make up for this. So I kind of think that they're going to go for the Sand King, who's like the standout roaming support in the pool right here. Maybe the Knicks, maybe. I mean, if I were drafting, I would consider Jakiro, but I'm not sure if they're thinking the way I am. Yeah, they picked the Sand King right off the
Radiant's
bat.
pick.
Alright, well forecast on that. Looks like the Jakiro coming up for the second pick. So
Dyer's
already
pick.
probably locking down their support duo. Maybe they'd run one of those heroes in the mid lane, but I would assume that's going to be the support duo coming out for Kunkka's Tree Weasels.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really surprised they picked the Jakiro, even though I would have picked it too. I think it works really well in this context against these heroes. And Nyx Assassin's
Dyer's
going to be the next
pick.
pick for A-Style.
Yeah, so I'd assume that Nyx Assassin's going to be going into the off lane, possibly run as a support, but that's a lot less common, certainly
Wind
a
Ranger
lot less
at your
common.
service.
And then the Wind Ranger too, so now they've got 3
Radiant's
heroes,
pick.
all of whom are viable offlaners, actually.
Yeah, all 3 are actually viable mids too. And Nyx and Windranger can both play the like hard support role.
Yeah, so very wide open lanes for A-Style here, very flexible, and I'll be really curious to see how they choose to take it. It's been quite a long time since you and I have cast A-Style in this tournament, so I don't remember what roles their players are accustomed to. So we'll just have to see what they go in for as we start getting into the game. And here, Kunkka's Tree Weasels using up a lot of their time on this 3rd and 4th pick.
Yeah, definitely. Wraith King picked
Radiant's
next.
pick.
Really interesting because a lot of teams are running him as a support
Dyer's
recently. I think he's obviously a core in this lineup. Venomancer is going to be the next pick after that for Kunkka's Tree Weasels. Venomancer would probably do pretty well against Puck and Windranger, really squishy heroes. Nyx Assassin kind of eats up any kind of opposition support-wise.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that Wraith King's gotta be a core in this lineup. And you're right, I think the
10
real
seconds to
question is
go.
now, is it going to be a Sand King core or a
Which
Venomancer core? I
doctor?
wonder if we're going to see an offlane Venomancer and
Radiant's
A-Style
pick.
taking very little time before busting out the Spectre Witch Doctor, and Kunkka's Tree Weasels grabs the Beastmaster to round off the draft. Alright, looks like we're having a brief...
Yeah, this is actually cool. Often that you see two teams both go for the 4 protect 1 kind of single core G. Obviously we're gonna have more farmers than just the Spectre and the Wraith King, but those are the only two that really have abilities that scale, passive abilities that scale with levels and farm.
Yeah, definitely looks like both teams, particularly A-Style, but both teams running some sort of a 4P1 here. Which, as a caster, I gotta say, not always that enthused about 4P1. It can either make for 60-minute games, or sometimes it can make for games that get blown open at 5 minutes if your one core gets shut down, and then that's kind of the end of that.
I can't click on the minimap.
Really, I can click.
It's like, do you see that drawing?
I do see the
That
drawing.
drawing that's me left clicking on the minimap.
Maybe your control key is stuck?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Man, it's weird. Oh, there it is again, see? Oh my god, that's just you. Wow. Wow, robots. You just completely tricked me there. Thought I was still wrong.
Actually, I think
Anyways,
most of that was you, but I did start with the giant X.
oh, okay.
Alright, we're waiting while the teams get set. We had one player, I think it was 9, was letting his laptop cool down before we got into the game, so sounds like his archaic technology is melting down right here.
Yeah, I think maybe we should use this pause to introduce the teams as we get out of the pause.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and lead off with Kunkka's Tree Weasels on the Radiant. We've got Naz on the Sand King, going to pick up a bunch of wards, so not going to be a core on him. 9, going to be farming up your Wraith King. Quelling Blade Stout Shield, looks like he'll be on the safe lane. Flex, taking that Jakira, looks like that's going to be our other support. Fearboner, the captain, the man himself, going into the mid lane with that Beastmaster wearing the mildly offensive Native American set. And SP on the Venomancer going into the off lane.
Mildly.
I mean, you could do worse.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't see like giant feathers, just normal sized ones.
Yeah, they're smaller than Dazzle's feathers, so there is that.
Definitely. And on the other side,
30
Team
seconds to
A,
showtime.
Style, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
First blood, folks.
Oh, what?
It is only right that first blood should go
And
to
we
your
totally
king.
missed that. I was
Ouch.
watching it and then followed you over to the mid lane and absolutely did not look back. It looks like Wind Ranger was out setting wards and Kunkka's Tree Weasels found her in the jungle and did that.
Yeah, there's a little engagement top also, which is what I was being distracted
away we
by.
go.
Kind of ships passing in the dark up here by the rune. So, wow, our bad as a casting duo for missing that.
High hopes for this one.
Anyways, on the Dire side, Team ASAL, we're gonna have Fancy Panda on Wind Ranger off lane, Nash, the benevolent host of the league, playing the puck mid. Gonna have Melon Monkey, DD Nyx, support, Circumcised Rooster on Witch Doctor, the other support in this defensive tri-lane, and American Freedom 1776 as the farming Spectre.
Alright, and hopefully, looks like the lanes are going to be reasonably standard. Wait, over on bottom lane, Fancy Panda gets caught out again and
Wasn't
goes
nice.
down, already feeding 2 kills before the minute mark.
Man, disastrous start for the Dire team. That's gonna be really bad. Wind Ranger is not the kind of hero that I think can bounce back easily from such a start. It's some mad skills, mad arrows, and shackles to bounce back.
Yeah, I'm not. Things are already looking really bad for Fancy Panda. He's going back down to that lane, but I wonder if we could even see them try to rotate somebody else in if he's going to continue to have such a rough time. And the Spectre's probably not going to need a whole lot of help against this Venomancer. Venomancer, while he's an annoying offlaner to play against, he's not really sort of powerful high kill potential unless another hero roams in to help him.
Yeah, definitely not. And you kind of see this, both teams are running like very similar lane. Kunkka's Tree Weasels have a lot of stuns on their defensive try, and so does Team A style.
Yeah, the one thing that's probably worth commenting on is we discussed before in the draft how it was unclear whether the Nyx Assassin or the Wind Ranger or even maybe the Puck would be going into the off lane. And we see here they're choosing to run Melon Monkey on the Nyx Assassin as a support. She's getting zoned out a bit there by the Venomancer, not really able to force SP back too far, but SP is not getting any XP while the lane's up here under the tower.
Yeah, unless you're super aggressive like this Sand King was, it's really hard to be a support as a melee in the lane. There's not like much you can do. I mean, they're farming the Veno wards right now, but that's 15 gold a pop. Like, it's not bad, but I don't know. It's not the kind of experience and gold that you want to get in a tri lane, especially.
Yeah, both sides are really going to have some pretty starved supports. We can see Naz is already starting to stack up
What's with all the
this camp
scribbling?
here, which is very nice. Ever since the 680 patch, Sand King's Sandstorm AoE got buffed, so he can farm that up after he's got a few stacks up and get some nice levels in XP that way.
Yeah, a lot of their team are brilliant farmers. This Beastmaster, really good with the wild axes. You can just go through ancients like butter with that ability. We do see a rotation on the mid potentially. Yeah, it looks like they want to go. Beastmaster, Fearboner's pretty far forward. This could be a kill if they can set up a stun.
Alright, looks like Melon Monkey's going to lead off. He does land it. Cast drops immediately after, but he's going for it to bounce to. The Maledict does hit though. A lot of damage coming out on Fearboner. Stop diving. I don't think it's enough, and he's going to salve through a chunk of the Maledict. So yeah, he's going to live just fine.
Yeah, he salved through a couple ticks there. That was a very nice salve. American Freedom's coming very low. That's the danger against this Venomancer. You don't really realize it, and then suddenly you're at 100 health because you've been taking, 2 a second for the past 5 minutes.
I mentioned wait holding going over to mid lane. Looks like Naz is going to try to rotate in. I can't see them getting Nash here. He's got plenty of distance. Yeah, that's going to be an aborted gank attempt.
Yeah, Fearboner's way too low to be aggressive right here. Like one really good orb would have been a kill, so it was pretty dangerous.
Yeah, what I was about to say before we saw that attempt on mid was exactly what you were saying. While SP on this Venomancer isn't a very deadly offlaner, if you leave him alone, he can absolutely punish that Spectre. Venomancer is a tremendously powerful one-on-one laner. So rotating the supports off for ganks is definitely not something that you can be doing lightly if you're A-style here.
Yeah, and he's, we actually do have a rotation up top now. I was gonna say he's a lot like the Lich in that he's very good at shutting down a lane versus, succeeding, like just being awesome in a lane by himself. The way Puck is like really good at being in lane, but Vena is really good at denying a lane from the enemy.
Oh
just like
no.
Lich.
Oh no, Naz's smoke breaks behind the camera, creeps up around, but Rooster doesn't see it. Burst right comes out, nice ice path, catches circumcised Rooster square, gets the Maledict off on Naz, but it doesn't look, yeah, they're not going to be able to get a return kill. Nicely executed by Kunkka's Tree Weasels there.
Yeah, some of those early levels coming in to help, and also that was just a very well executed smoke gank, honestly.
We're going to see we have a 5-minute 30 Midas coming out for 9 on his Wraith King, and he's gone a little bit low competing with Fancy Panda here, but very soon he'll be at 6, and then he'll have absolutely nothing to fear in this lane. There's his level 6 now.
Yeah, definitely. Unless he starts playing, fast and loose with Wraithfire Blast, I think he's super okay.
And I'll be curious what item build he goes for. One thing that we've seen a lot more in the pro scene, both on support and carry Wraith King, is the Blink Dagger. Oh, and Nash gonna go for the rune. Naz is gonna miss on the Burrow Strike, and Nash is gonna get to that DD, denying it to Fearboner. Nicely played by him.
Wow, if I were Nash, I would have just gone straight back in.
Meanwhile, over on top, we got Flex getting caught out by Melamunk and Circumcised Rooster. He's going to go down very, very quickly. American Freedom throws the dagger to try to go on SP. Rooster's trying to catch up, doesn't have any spells to throw out. SP is just going to turn around and try to bring down this Witch Doctor, and he will succeed. That's a nice kill for him. He's going to go out and try to waste as much of Freedom's time as he can.
The world
And there we go, the kill comes out for
an
American Freedom.
exquisite toxin.
Yeah, it's level 6 for American Freedom. So Spectre level 6 is a pretty big one. Flex is being very active with that Ice Path. This could get dangerous for him.
Yeah, Freedom's just going to go right up and start trying to knock him down.
Oh man, he went max liquid fire. I love this build. This is my favorite build. So low, the Spectre drops.
Over on bottom lane, Nine's gonna tower dive Fancy Panda, gonna throw it one stun, two stuns, get the kill, but he doesn't have any way to lose aggro, and Nash is gonna clean him up very easily.
A pity.
Very aggressive
Yeah, I think
play.
he was 40 or 20 mana short last time I checked from doing the stun and reincarnating. So right there he died just because he didn't have mana.
Yeah, that was a clear choice on Nine's part to throw the second stun and forego the reincarnation. And maybe he thought he could lose aggro and get away in time, or maybe he was just too caught up in the heat of the moment.
Yeah. Pretty unfortunate. We haven't talked about items yet, but I think this Spectre might go Diffusal since it's so good against the Radiant Heroes. I think that'd be really good to Wraith King.
Oh, Naz gets a stun out on Melamunk. Ice Path's gonna follow up, but not gonna connect. Yeah, as you were
Fancy
saying,
Panda grabbed a haste.
yeah, American Freedom not going for the direct Radiance rush. He's already got his phase boots up and a bracer, so it looks like he's probably going to build into a drum for a second item. Fancy Panda's going to try to chase down Fearboner, but I don't think Fancy Panda... She's level 7, but she's just going to head back to her side of the river.
Yeah, it's a
Radiant's mid
okay
tower
haste
use your
string.
hand. Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
The big elephant in the room right now is 9. Even though 9 traded right there, he still leads in CS by a good
Dire's
bit.
bottom tower's getting
10 last hits, 9 minutes in.
Yeah, and he, with that Midas and those 3 kills now he's got, that is comfortable, I guess 2 kills and 1 assist, 2 kills and 1 assist. He's comfortably ahead of the Spectre by 1,000 gold. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to go for. Definitely that 5-minute, 30-second Midas is going to be paying itself off, a decision I really like here.
Yeah, Nas just missed a Burrow Strike by like 30 to 50 units. It was a really close call, so...
Missing bottom.
Rooster probably feeling pretty lucky right now, because that was definitely a kill. This is a very dangerous tri-lane up top, actually, with all the stun damage.
Yeah, I really like Kunkka's Tree Weasels rotating both supports up here. 9 absolutely does not need the help down against that Windrunner, and while they're not keeping her down as effectively as they were at the beginning of the game, it doesn't really matter, honestly. They're doing a much better job of putting pressure on the Spectre.
Yeah, a part of the value that a Wind Ranger gives you is that
Dire's mid
it's the
tower
kind of
needs
hero
no
that
help.
could just be like everywhere and elusive. The Sand King is kind of supposed to be the same way, just roaming, stunning all over the map. So it'll be interesting to see how Windrunner and Nyx work together to generate those ganks into the mid game.
We're going to see quick pause coming out as Fearboner's computer has locked up, it sounds like. Yeah, taking a look at some of the other items here, I don't think we're going to see anything too out of the ordinary. Nash has a no talisman up, 1,000 gold in the bank, so probably saving up for his Blink Dagger. Beastmaster at 600 gold himself. So one thing we haven't talked a whole lot about is Fearboner really has gotten a lot less out of this lane than Puck. Not a super one lane, I would say, but you know, he's behind by 7 CS, behind by something like 600 gold. So definitely Nash has come out better on the mid lane.
Yeah, it's also over a whole level. Just from that kill that Nash got. So that kill on Fearboner, or not Fearboner, but on 9 was pretty good for Nash. But Nash, his ability, he hit level 6. He's got to start using that Dream Coil. He needs to get, like, I don't know, some treads, some mana boots, start using his abilities, get some kills.
Right, still waiting. Oh, it looks like Fearboner is back, so we should be underway here in just a moment.
Awesome. He's done feeding his Canadian pets. Nash is definitely getting this rune, though. It's gonna be so bad for Beastmaster.
Dire's mid tower.
This is a great rune for him. Regen on
difficulties.
This is another one of my favorite heroes, so I might be talking a lot about Puck.
We're gonna see
Panda
Nash. Nash is TPing up to top lane, trying to make something happen up there. Melon Monkey immediately pops Vendetta. I didn't even realize he had his 6 yet. And it looks like Kunkka's Tree Weasels, they saw that coming. Soon Fearboner must have called the miss, and they immediately back all the way to their tower. Very smart decision on them.
Sick ward. Yeah, that little line on the mini map shows how far that vision range is from that. They saw that coming a mile away. It's super easy to dodge. Really nice ward in the tri lane.
Yeah, and the placement of this ward is a little bit tricky. You can see they didn't, I forget exactly where the boxes are, but it's possible to use it to block up this camp right here. And you can see they didn't, both because it wasn't very important for their game plan and because they didn't want to reveal the fact that they'd warded there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it boxes somewhere like this.
Yeah, it's something like that. I'm not certain precisely where it is.
No.
If any of our viewers
Alright,
read,
here's the regen rune.
if any of our viewers read last week
man.
the Tsunami's Guide to Warding, he covered all of those hitboxes in pretty good detail.
Oh yeah, that's definitely in my bookmark. As someone who plays support, I should probably spend more time reading stuff like that. Oh, great ice path.
Yeah, not really gonna set up any kills, we're just gonna get some harassment out, and we can see Melon Monkey invised up, but there's a sentry down, so they know he's there. Nash rotating in from behind, already kinda scattering. Venomous Gale lands on the next assassin, Spectre immediately haunts up, Venom pops the ulti, Dreamcaller comes out on all 3, 9 shows up to lend his talents, and Big Ice Path coming out, Power catches 2, Mix goes down, Kira and Sand King are already dead, Power Shot completely off the mark, 9 is alone, trying to chase down the entire team. He has mana for a stun, but not a stun in Reincarnate. Nice phase shift by Nash, dodging it, silences him. 9. 9's in trouble. He's not going to be able to make it out of this one, I don't think. SP's still alive. I thought he died by now. He's limping away. We see a TP coming in from Naz on the Sand King. Going to try to come back and help out.
Dire's mid
But
tower
SP's
won't
just going
last
to walk along
long.
with the trees. Nice barrel shotgun to Circumcised Rooster. A lot of damage coming out from the Sandstorm, but he's barely
Dire's
going to
mid
live.
tower
Power
is
shot over
having
the top of Naz.
technical
Flex is now
difficulties.
showing up. Fancy Band is trapped in the corner. Flex is going to barely catch him with the ice pack, actually. Burrow strike onto Fancy Panda. He's almost certainly going down here.
He's out
Puck
of mana.
throws in an orb,
A
but
cold
it's not going to be
wind
enough. That's the death of the
blows.
Windrunner. Whew.
Wow. So at the end of the day, that's a 4 for 7? What? I have no idea what the math is. Oh, Roar comes out on Nash right here.
That's going to be
is
the
no
death of Nash, so
right
we're still not done
matter.
tallying this up, and honestly, I have no
elements
idea how many kills that was. It was
return
like,
to
it was a
nature.
lot. It was a lot.
Yeah. Liquid Fire, my favorite ability. Look how low this top tower is, 166. That's a lot of that, like a very large portion of that is Liquid Fire. It does an absurd amount of damage to towers.
Dire's got
It's
one
ridiculous
less top
pushing
tower.
ability, and really, really underestimated.
I did not even know, but wait,
Oof.
hold on. Now he's going to burrow strike up on Fancy Panda. Dagger's going to come out. Wraith King's Sun is going to land on the Wind Ranger. She's going to run away. Naz is just barely going to limp to safety. Macropyre comes out, zoning everybody out. Nine's shackled up to a tree. Nice cast comes out. Oh, huge ult coming out from Circumcised
Somebody's
Rooster. That's going to
cooking.
bring Flex down. She's going to go down 3 down on the side. Tree Weasels. Wraith King goes down 2. His ult procs, but he's all alone. Melon Monkey doesn't have any mana to stun him. He's going to stun Melon Monkey and immediately
That's
go to work.
4
Gets
in a row.
shackled up to a
2
tree there.
down.
Melon Monkey's going to be able to get away, and that's going to be the death of 9. That is a 4
2
for
down.
1.
Get
5
up
for
if
1.
you can.
Wow. Unbelievable play from A-Style right there. That was
Radiant's
so
mid
good.
tower's coming apart.
And what they did is, like, they
Hold
just
on, over-
5-man.
Over on the backside, we see American Freedom stuck in the trees. He got
Radiant's
pinged
mid
out by
tower's
9.
getting banged up.
The Sand King didn't get there to stun him in time. That was a very close call. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there we go. Naz trying for it.
Yeah, they don't have blink daggers yet, and none of their heroes. Well, actually, Beastmaster's really nice in that kind of situation, but he was not there at the time. Since he can clear trees, and none of the heroes can really do that. Macropyre can clear trees, but it's probably not a good use of that spell.
Yeah, if Naz
That was
hadn't taken the time to check these trees, he would have been able to get that kill.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, I just want to say how ridiculously well played that was by A-Style. Rooster's Witch Doctor ult, Death Ward, it's just absolutely impeccable.
That was
The Dire
extremely
best
well
do
played by
something
Rooster.
about
Got a
that bottom
great death ward
tower.
off and got a great cask. It was bouncing around between 2 heroes in the boar, and the boar died pretty quickly, and so it was just really
Dire's
locking
bottom
down.
tower's
I think it was
getting the
it was
business.
the Chikiro and somebody, I think the Beastmaster. Good to see over on bottom lane. Fearboner pressuring this tower, but he's not going to get back in time. Eats a cask, eats a vendetta hit. Fancy Bandit trying to slow him up. Shackles him to a tree. Maledict lands.
Bit off
Very dead
more than I
Beastmaster.
could chew.
Easy. So I meant Nyx and Windrunner, or Wind Ranger, setting up these ganks.
Dire's mid tower.
Although Fearboner was standing under the T1, so he kind of set himself up for a gank.
Yeah, well, that was well played, taking advantage of it. I'm probably gonna call that one on Fearboner's fault. He should have left that tower a little bit sooner.
Yeah, definitely. Beastmaster's a very good hero, in my opinion. He has the ultimate as a stun, but just the micro units and using the aura well, it's not the easiest hero to play.
Yeah, I have to say I was playing Beastmaster again the other day for the first time in quite a long time, since 680. And he's a lot trickier now that you have overlapping summons. I had a hotkey scheme all set up that absolutely doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, this is a nice boar too. I think I think it's a custom. I don't remember seeing that one before.
Yeah, that's the boar that comes with the mildly offensive set he's wearing. And it is
Oh,
more of a
very
wolf than a
cool.
boar. We're gonna see
Yeah.
Vendetta up from the next cast comes out of Fearboner. Another big ult immediately gets countered by the Wraith King stun. Roar up on customized Rooster. Spectre haunts it. 9 shackled up to a tree. Another big shackle. Ice Path catches out Melon Monkey. 9 gonna go toe to toe with Fancy Bandit, but not gonna accomplish much. Fearboner throws out the axes. American Freedom's trying to chase out Flex. Wraith King went down on the backside while this happened. American Freedom not quite fast enough to catch up to this Chikiro. Power shot comes in over the top.
5 in a row.
Chikiro finally goes down. American Freedom gonna turn over onto 9. Throws out the dagger to slow him down. He's gonna sell
Gather
2 being
round,
away, but the Dreamcoil
6
comes
in
out
a
to
row.
stop that action.
2 down.
Fearboner chucks in another pair of axes, but he's stuck running away. Has some support back at the tower, SP and Naz, but A-Style is wisely going to stop pursuing. Got 2 kills with no losses of their own. So I think they're going to be planning how to... Actually, no. Did they did lose.
Dire's bottom tower's been disowned.
Yeah, that Witch Doctor ulti at the beginning of the fight shows how good the first ultimate was, because it's so easy to stop the Death Ward. They have 4 out of 5 heroes. This is Kunka's Tree Weasels, by the way. They have 4 out of 5 heroes that can basically long range stop a Death Ward easily.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely that was... It's
Radiant's
a very
mid
tricky
tower
game
could
to
use
be
a
a Witch
hand.
Doctor, and the only hero who might have trouble would be Fearboner with the long cooldown on Roar, but Sand King, Wraith King, and Jakiro all have pretty short cooldowns on their stuns, probably going to have them up anytime they might need to
Invisibility.
stop that Witch Doctor.
Yeah, and since Roar is like a AoE, I think it's 100% worth if you just trade Roar for Witch Doctor ult. Because you're stopping the ult and you're almost guaranteeing a kill on a squishy support.
Alright, we'll see both teams starting to square off in the mid lane. Radiant's got a very low tower. Circumcised Rooster sitting here with an Invis rune. Are they going to catch out the board? The Hawk, rather? Not quite. It's going to move just a little bit too fast. And Melon Monkey is determined to kill this Hawk. He's going to keep chasing it back over on the mid lane. Fancy Panda then running away. Cass comes out, Roar onto Circumcised Rooster. TP's coming out. Circumcised Rooster going to get out very fast. Huge 4-man silence, 4-man Dream Coil coming out. Fancy Panda hanging out. Park just orbs himself back there. Spectre haunts him now. 2-man stun coming out. Melon Monkey power shot over the top. Beastmaster goes down. 9 is getting chased down. Is he gonna go? He's very, very
Dyer's
low on the
mid
top.
tower
He's
could
stay
use a little
alive.
help.
Through the orb over the top. Nice stun comes up from Flex, zoning everybody out. Shackle does not latch, so Flex is gonna be able to walk away from that one.
Wow.
Action-packed.
Well, that fight marks something that hasn't happened all game. Spectre just surpassed the Wraith King in net worth.
That is a bad sign if you're Kunkka's Tree Weasels. Last 3 fights now, they've gotten unfavorable trades or outright losses.
Oh yeah, and look at the tower count. Kunkka's Tree Weasels are up by 2 towers, and they're still just losing out on gold. I think this bodes pretty badly if, once these items come up, then Kunkka's Tree Weasels are in some serious trouble.
Radiant's
But right
bottom
now, there's
tower's
no
seen
items
better
that they have to be
days.
worried about. Well, there's a Puck Blink Dagger. That's pretty big. That's all I see.
Yeah, Nash got his Blink Dagger. Fancy Panda and the Wind Ranger got his Mechanism just a moment ago, so that's going to be a huge pickup come the next team fight. And we can see SB on the Venomancer, he's getting pretty close. He's just about 200
Trouble
gold
brewing
away.
at
And a big
Radiant's
smoke
bottom
coming.
tower.
4 heroes smoking for Kunkka's Tree Weasel, so hopefully they're going to go make the money for that mech right now. Actually, it looked like a 5 hero smoke, though 9 is just kind of hanging out. I'm not really certain what he's doing. Smoke gets revealed from Fearboner. Nash gets away, but stun comes out onto Circumcised Rooster. Axes come out, Ice Path, and the slow. That's a ton of disables coming around from Rooster, but everybody's still around. Puck
my
gets
God.
roared up.
Radiant's bottom
Rooster
tower
gets
is
a
in
little
full
away.
sight
Stun
right
comes out
now.
from Mixed Assassin. Dream Coil.
That's
Dagger,
4 in a
then
row.
Naz goes down.
2
Two very,
down.
very low heroes standing in the macro pile. Mixed Assassin goes down.
Trouble
Spectre's
brewing
gonna
at
hop back
Radiant's
in.
bottom tower.
Ice Path holding out Fancy Panda and Circumcised Rooster. And it looks like that's going to be the disengagement, but again, that was a 2-for-1.
That did not look like a good haunt. It looked like he haunted onto 3 completely full health heroes.
Gonna see a pause coming out from 9, but it looks like an immediate unpause. He may have been having a technical issue. I don't know why. He was just standing back here as his team smoked, and he didn't follow them in at all.
Yeah, it's really weird. Especially since he has an armlet and a Midas. He's pretty scary right now. But yeah, what do you think about that haunt that we just saw?
Not the world's best haunt, but they won the team fight, so I'm not gonna criticize. And we can see,
Yeah, that's true.
we can see American Freedom is now going in for that Radiance, and he's very, very close. Just, I think, about 100 gold off.
If even. Yeah, 105. It's ridiculously close. Especially if he sells the Quelling Blade, which I guess he probably won't.
Looks like another
Clumsy jungle.
pause coming out on 9's account. He's disconnected. I wonder, we heard before the game started that he was going to be having some technical issues. Apparently he is traveling and on his work laptop for this game, and it is not quite up to snuff, so hopefully he'll be able to get back in here reasonably soon.
9's boss, if you're hearing this, dude needs a new laptop. He can't run Source Engine. That's pretty pathetic.
That's a
Still
fact.
PSA for his boss. Yeah.
I am 100% positive that his boss is among our viewers tonight.
Me too, robots. Me too.
And there he is getting
That's
back in game, so hopefully we'll get him pretty soon. We're just reviewing a few more items before we get this pause out. Melon Monkey's got some arcane boots, and it looks like he's going for the Force Staff first rather than the Blink Dagger, as you might be more accustomed to going on an off-lane Nyx. And Witch Doctor has a headdress of his own, so that could either be miscommunication between Rooster and Wind Ranger, or it could be that Circumcised Rooster is going to get to work on a pipe for his team.
I think what it was is it started as miscommunication and then became pipe before he got the buckler.
That's how most pipes get made, really.
Oh yeah. In games that I play, that's basically 100%.
I've probably never built a pipe that didn't start out as a miscommunication.
I've done it once as Centaur War Runner.
That's true.
So-
Centaur Pudge heroes that you sometimes will build an on-purpose pipe.
Yep. It's totally situational. It's all about your opponents and how much magic damage they have. In this game, pipe seems great. There's so much magic damage on both teams.
Essentially, any game where there's a Sand King or a Venomancer, it's obligatory to build a pipe against them, and Kunkka's Tree Weasels have both. I would think it's probably a
Yeah,
little bit
it's
less important for Kunkka's Tree Weasels to get one up. The Witch Doctor does physical damage, and while Puck has a lot of magic burst, that's likely to come out at the very front of the fight, possibly before you can get that pipe off.
Yep, and Vendetta is physical damage too. And so is all of Spectre's haunts. And Wind Ranger and Puck are no slouches in the auto attack category. They hit extremely hard for heroes that don't auto attack all that much.
Yeah, getting back to the items, we can see Naz looks like he's sandstorming down a double-stacked camp, which will put him spitting distance from his Blink Dagger. Which is clearly what he's going for, is that Blink Rush, and he'll probably finish up the Arcanes after.
Do.
Indeed. Still just kinda taking our time while Nine sorts out his technical issues. We can see Wind Ranger pinging out great mysteries in the waterfall here. Apparently he's very, very happy about that waterfall, it sounds like. And I'm going to assume that's an adorable mouse that just got drawn in our chat. That must have been a mouse. Alright, while we continue to endure this pause, Vic, what are your thoughts on the draft at the rewinding back to minute 0, just sort of from the get-go? Which team would you put your odds on based entirely on the draft here?
Actually, right now I'd put it on A-Style. Just because, like we've talked about, they have a mix of physical and magical damage. They have roamers combined with a global carry, and there's a lot of really good synergy. I personally, I do like how the Beastmaster aura really helps the Wraith King, but I don't like how they kind of picked alternating strategies. Beastmaster is kind of the push. Sand King doesn't really push at all, he's more of a ganker, and this Wraith King I think was supposed to help with the push in his Vampiric Aura, but he's also, I don't think he's the best pushing carry. I think he's much better for like the early constant fighting. So for that reason I think A-Style is the better, more complete lineup.
Yeah, I definitely, we talked at the very beginning
Radiant's
about how both
top
the drafts
tower's in
looked a
bad
lot
shape.
like 4 Protect 1 drafts, and I really just in a 4 Protect 1 situation, I would much rather be protecting a Spectre than a Wraith King, personally.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
is
Wraith
taking
King
hit.
isn't a one position carry in the traditional sense. I mean, this
Yeah, I really definitely prefer a Wraith King when you run him with, a big damage dealer in the mid, a Shadow Fiend or a Templar Assassin, or maybe an Ember Spirit to go along with the. Running Wraith King is sort of that more of a utility-focused carry where his first priority is to die in the front of a fight and then come back while his teammates are dishing out the deeps.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is, you really want heroes that auto-attack with Wraith King because Vampire Cora is so damn good. It's 30% lifesteal. None of the heroes they drafted really auto-attack during fights.
Yeah, you can build a
I'm,
decent.
yeah.
You can build a decent amount of right-click on a Beastmaster sometimes, but Fearboner clearly not going for that here, going for the Necro Book straight away before even finishing up Boots or a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, and the item choices combined with the way that they've been playing it makes me think that they
Over on
intended this
top
as a
lane,
push lane.
Fearboner roars up the Spectre, Naz comes in, very nicely executed gank by Kunkka's Tree Weasels. Fearboner using that Invis rune to spot her out, Naz coming in to secure. Over in the mid lane, SP gets Dream coiled up, pops his ult, but doesn't catch anybody with it. All of A-Style's living team are going to be here. 9 throws out the stun on Rooster to help protect his teammate, and that wall of wards really just forcing them back.
9 was like super scared to go in, but he was surrounded by 7 plague wards. I think he could have just stood there and let them punch him for a while, you know?
I think that's probably right, even if he had gone down, and we can see A-Style smoked up and is drawing a big line through the jungle. They're going to try to backstab this mid lane. See what they can get. 9 is
They're gonna find 9.
happily
The
farming a
Dire
jungle
best
camp,
do
but I
something
ultimately
about
should
that
buy
bottom
him the
tower.
time. Easy Shackle
Looks
comes
like
up,
we
Yankee
lost
Bandit,
one.
and Naz is going to come in with a 3-9. What a time for a pause, ladies and gentlemen.
That is insane. Literally mid-air. And the pause comes out. Oh my god. This is so bad potential. Let's see the TP situation. We got Beastmaster with a TP. Venomancer's TP is on cooldown. So Venomancer's gonna be a non-issue. If they can kill, I think Team A actually is gonna win this. If they can kill the Sand King and the Beastmaster before the mech comes to the fight, like geographically, boom. This is completely just 2 kills.
Dire's mid tower's
Alright,
having
that's
technical
going to go down
difficulties.
very quickly. Naz, meanwhile, is stuck over on the far side. Macropyre comes out, scaring
Guess
all
what's
of his style
happening to
away.
Dire's
Epicenter
bottom
in the
tower?
middle of the trees, catching nothing. Spectre hunts in. 9's going to clean up the Witch Doctor. 2 has
Somebody's
already
on a
gone down.
roll.
Fearboner
2
goes
down.
down. The Spectre,
The
as
Dire
does the
best
Wraith
do
King.
something
Naz
about
and
that
SP
bottom
now
tower.
limping away. Nash jumps forward, silences up SP. American Freedom, huge damage.
That's
coming
4
out
in
of
a
that
row.
Desolate.
2
That's going to
down.
be a 4-for-1 in favor of A-Style.
Yeah, that Venomancer was not able
Radiant's
to get
mid
there in
tower's
time.
getting banged
Just
up.
saying.
Radiant's mid tower's in trouble.
Yeah, I gotta admit, while you were talking about who was going to win that team fight, I was just admiring how beautiful that
Dire's
was.
top
The 3
tower's
stunned
getting beat
heroes
down.
frozen in midair.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Yeah. It was a very nice stun, but he kind of just dug his own
Radiant's
coffin.
mid
It
tower's
was,
getting banged up.
oh my god, disastrous. And now A-Style has towers on the
mid tower's
board,
getting the
equal
1-4.
towers, and twice as many kills. This is looking really bad.
Yeah, this is definitely toted pretty far in favor of A-Style. We can see their gold lead just starting to pick up about 2,000, 2,500, so not that significant. But almost 10k, over 10k experience in the lead, which is really starting to show itself in these team fights.
Yeah, and you know, the any calculus people out there. The second order
Radiant's
condition of
bottom
this
tower
gold
seems
graph
validated.
shows a very bad picture for Kunkka's Tree Weasel.
That is a fact. That is a very steep
Dire's
downward
mid
slope
tower
we're
won't
seeing.
last much longer.
Oh yeah, and it just doubled.
Radiant's
Yeah, the
bottom
graph is
tower
still
ain't a pretty
updating after
sight.
that
The
fight.
Dire couldn't hang on to that mid tower. Radiant's bottom tower's done for.
Although This push strat is
Radiant's top
kind of
tower's
working.
hurting.
Looks like Kunkka's Tree Weasels think they can win a 5v5.
And Naz jumps forward, they stun up Rooster, immediately burst him down. Melon Monkey airballs the stun.
The Radiant got one last top
Pops, looks
tower.
like he's a Necrobug actually. Naz stands
Dyer's mid tower needs a little help.
huge Dream Coil coming out, gonna catch two. Already gonna get popped. Macropyre lays down. Spectre haunted him, doing a ton of damage to that Radiance Bird.
6 in a row.
Field. Spectre goes down. Poisoned up.
7
9
in a row.
Fearbender standing
3
firm.
down.
They're getting very, very low. 9, is he not going to be able to finish off the puck? He's going to go down. Fearboner runs away, the sole survivor for his team.
Wow. That
Radiant's top
Beastmaster
tower's in bad shape.
just roared
No
a
breaking
Necro
down
unit.
Radiant structures like this.
That was unbelievable fight.
That's so
Radiant's top
unfortunate.
tower is
roaring
taking
a Necro
hits.
Unit. That's the worst feeling in the world as a Beastmaster when you roar a creep. And honestly, even worse to roar a Necro Unit, because you're going to eat 400 damage from that probably.
It was the ranged one, but yeah, it was. That doesn't make it better, you know?
Well, it makes it a little better. A little bit.
Yeah, it's just a negligible difference.
Yeah, and we are going to see, it looks like Rooster is going to be building into that pipe. Fancy Panda's got a 4-staff out, and Melon
Regeneration.
Monkey proved me wrong. I thought he was going to be going for a 4-staff, but he's got a Necro 1 there, which is presumably going to start working on higher level Necro. The puck, meanwhile, has a Lincoln Sphere and working on a Helm of Iron Will. So I would assume
He's
that's
got
going to
money.
get... would assume he's going to turn that helm into a Veil of Discord, which is an interesting choice.
Dude is so money right now. The Nash is just like destroying faces. He's doing so well. 9, 1, and 10, and his net worth is almost at Spectre's, who's leading the map right now with this insane CS count.
Yeah, meanwhile American Freedom's got an Ultimate Orb and a Perseverance in his inventory, so I'd assume that's going to be double Lincolns coming out. Clearly A-Style, very concerned about the Beastmaster roar. We're going to see Kunkka's Tree Weasels have a 4-man smoke coming up. Everybody but the Venomancer. They're going to go off into
He's
the jungle.
super dead.
Hunting, and it looks like they're going to find American Freedom. Naz gets revealed, gets the stun, Ice Path to follow up, and roar. Poorly changed stuns there. Axis comes out, American Freedom gets burst down very quickly, but the Wind Ranger gets there in time.
8
Gets
in a
a
row.
Shackle Nash does a ton of damage with the silence. Dream Coil up on 2. He's standing there. Lincoln gets popped. Is he going to be able to make it out? It looks like it over the backside. Melon Monkey and Rooster come in. Big roll coming out from the Witch Doctor. Nolan's got stuns to cancel it. Wraith King goes down. SP runs in to get the Venomancer ulti, gets it off on 3, but 9 now is he's getting permastunned. Melon Monkey gonna go very, very low to these Necro units. He's gonna go down, so that's a 3 for 2. Not done yet. SP still trying to duel up with Nash. Nash is gonna blink himself to safety, but he actually might go... No, looks like he's gonna bottle his way to safety before that poison stun can take him down.
Wow. Those phase shifts were ridiculous. Yeah, it is the Veil of Discord. I was hoping Nash was gonna go Armlet Puck, but it turns out he went Veil of Discord.
That makes a little bit more sense, and there we see the finished pipe coming out for the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, this is not bad time, especially as a lot of these alts are hitting level 2 and level 3. Sand King's got level 2 ult, Shakiro's got 2, Venomancer's got 2. Those are big alts. Like, combined, those 3 alts can do, I think, like, probably 2,500, 3,000 damage or something. It's, like, really ridiculous how much they can.
Here we can see A-Style really just rolling in money at this point. Their gold advantage up to 7k and climbing. As Kunkka's Tree Weasels, honestly, their item progression has really slowed down a lot. This Wraith King, since last time we checked in on him, he's managed to pick up a Mithril Hammer, so that's probably going in for a BKB, maybe a Desolator. And we're going to see Necro 3 up on the Beastmaster, and SP starting to work towards an Aghanims. Actually decently close on that Aghanims, probably about halfway there.
Yeah, actually, I think Mithril Hammer's decidedly worse than Ogre Club as a VKB build-up item, isn't it?
Yeah, he might
Oh,
go the
anyways,
Mithril
Nash.
Hanger. Oh, we're gonna see Nash,
Trouble.
the nice Ice Path coming out to lock him down. Venomancer throws out the gate as well, but he Dream Coils all three of them. And he's gonna be able to run away without... Oh, there we go. Blink stun from Naz, and that's a phase shift. And they
Let
get
the
it with another
world
Ice
end
Path.
now. It matters not to me.
That is
Flex has been doing really.
that's 1,100 gold going the way of Flex.
Dude deserves every damn dime. If you've been watching these ice paths, they have been on point, especially on the phase shifts. Every time a phase shift comes out, he is throwing down an ice path to make sure that Blink doesn't let Nash get away. I think it's really well done. I think his play this game has been really good.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We've seen some very nice Ice Paths coming out from him, and we'll see what he chooses to buy with his 1,100 gold prize, and it looks like it's going to be more smokes. As Kunkka's Tree Weasels immediately go up for a 5-man smoke. Going to look around the other way, possibly even going in for Roshan here. Be curious to see.
Yeah. Relentless. I think they should kill American Freedom first. Dude's at 400. Nope, that's just gonna be straight Roche.
Yeah,
They
straight
can
in
do this
for
extremely
Roshan.
quickly.
Yeah, with the
And
R's,
BKB up.
BKB, which looks like 9, will accidentally pop for fighting Roshan, which is a little bit strange, but they're getting pinged out. A-Style sees Power Shot comes over the top. They're going to try to finish the Roshan time.
The Radiant took over
Now
Roshan.
stuns up Rooster. Spectre haunts in. Spectre snatched the Aegis with the haunt.
Yeah!
Witch Doctor.
Beautiful!
Oh, this is a disaster for KTW. Oh, this is... Everything's wrong. Nine's left all alone. Naz managed to get away.
Going for rogue.
They're gonna
Two down.
They only killed the... Did they even kill the Witch Doctor? I'm not sure. I don't think they killed anybody. They lost the Aegis.
No.
They got the Roshan, but threw away almost the entire team for it.
That was impeccable. Yeah, so what happened right there is that the Roche Pit, the Wind Ranger, threw down a shackle right as the last hit went on to Roche. So right when Roche died, the Wraith King gets stunned for however long that is, like 3 seconds, 3.75 seconds. Spectre haunts in, and actually the haunt landed her right on top of the Asia. So that was almost instant.
Yeah.
American Freedom knew exactly what he was doing.
Trouble
I agree.
brewing at
Super heads
Radiant's
up play by
bottom
American
tower.
Freedom snatching that Aegis. He did lose the Aegis, but you know, I think he's going to be happy to take that trade.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
I don't. Snatching and losing an Aegis
Radiant
is
lost one
so
of them
much
bottom
better than
towers.
just making your opponent wasted or something.
Yeah, I think he's going to be perfectly happy
Radiant's
with that.
top tower's hurting.
Yeah. He's celebrating by getting more money.
Radiant's top
carry.
tower's taking
With that
hits.
last fight, we're going to see the gold graph takes another big dip, continuing to go A-Style's way. And this is looking worse and worse for KTW. As we can see, the XP graph now has gotten to a very scary differential between these two teams.
Hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, awesome. So it was just lagging a little.
Yeah, I think there have been a few intermittent connection issues. Thankfully, Comcast is doing their job tonight instead of abandoning me like the miserable assholes they are.
Anyways, although I do really like to crap on Comcast in public. Anyways, Fear Boner picks up a Hyperstone, which I think is an interesting build, going straight for that AC just to push even harder and faster, possibly stronger.
I definitely agree that's probably going to be an AC coming out, and he hasn't even chosen to finish up his boots, which is a little bit interesting. Might be that he was trying to hold off and maybe get travels to do some of those fun Hawk boost travel shenanigans, and just has never gone in for it because they really don't have the map control to justify. Oh, but 9 gonna TP in, immediate shackle coming out. Big epicenter coming out, lots of magic damage coming out. You see Aurora from Fancy Panda, Dream Coil, Ice Bath, Macropire, everything is going up.
Why do you
Spectre haunts in.
hate Ginger
Tons
so?
of damage. Witch Doctor's all going for almost full duration here. 9 cleaning up almost the Wind Ranger.
Somebody's
and
cooking.
the Witch Doctor
2
for
down.
American
That's
Freedom
4 to
standing his
roll.
ground.
3
Doing a
down.
ton of damage by Radiance and Desolate procs. He's actually
Guess
going to
what's
go down to
happening
the
to
Necro
Dire's
Creep.
bottom tower?
SP now limping away, gets the Gale up. Naz comes back in, nicely John Burr striking that Nyx
Dire's
assassin,
bottom
and
tower's
Nash is going to be
giving
the
it
only
business.
survivor. For once, we have a team fight that goes KTW's way.
I think that's been like the 3rd or 4th actually. But yeah, that was a really nice one. Yeah, team fight, not gank. You're probably right.
Yeah.
I mean, KTW's ganks have been looking like team fights just because the amount of resources they have to throw into each and every one.
But yeah, nicely done. Big epicenter, and we can definitely see the value in the Necro Creeps. When you're up against a carry who does a lot of area damage like Spectre, there's no way she can avoid popping that melee creep if the fight goes on long enough. And looks like that fight gave SP enough money to finish up his Aghanim Scepter, so that's also going to be a very big pickup for KTW.
Yeah, well,
Heads up!
took him about 15 minutes. So not the worst timing. Not good for an offlaner though. You see the Wind Rangers, 3,000 gold ahead of Venomancer at this moment.
Yeah, definitely not the after he got that mech. It took him quite a while to get up that Ags. Not getting the farm that you really want with your core Venomancer.
Yeah, exactly. Like that speed is good for support if you're buying wards and all the smokes and stuff, you know?
Meanwhile, we can see
Like if that
Nash.
was a 5...
Nash has a Yule Scepter waiting for him in base, so that's going to be... looks like he's going to have to give up an item for that. I wonder if that's going to be his bottle or his TP scroll that he's going to drop.
Definitely bottle in this case, in my opinion. Because with the Yules, you just get a lot of mana regen.
Yeah, and we can see it looks like A-Style's going on the aggressive themselves. Melon Monkeys have been deaded up. We haven't seen a whole lot of ganking action coming out from this Nyx assassin. But they might finally be trying to set up for something. SP is trying to make a wall of wards here in the mid lane, which is a curious choice given that they don't exactly have a tower to defend.
Yeah, what is Monkey doing? If this guy pops, if your boner pops his necro units, Monkey's super dead. I don't know what he's thinking right now.
Yeah, I mean, he does have permanent uptime on that invisibility with the level 3 Vendetta, but you're absolutely right. If those Necro units come out, he would be screwed, and he wisely retreats back to his side of the river.
Yeah, I mean, that was guaranteed reveal, you know? Like, I just think it's, like, way too ballsy to sit somewhere, like, AFK, while there's guaranteed reveal.
Yeah, so we'll see
Just
both
this massive
teams.
testing.
Both teams just kind of backing up American Freedom, just farming up his own jungle. He's making money at a phenomenal pace now. There we go. There's the gold per minute. 529 GPM, highest on the map, followed up by the Puck and well ahead of the Wraith King. So A-Style are going to be happy if this game sort of takes a slower pace. American Freedom's only going to get scarier. He's still got 2 more inventory slots that he can fill up with terrifying items.
These items are ridiculous. I totally would have gone Diffusal instead of Drums. I don't even know. Lincoln's is like okay against all the projectile stuns, I guess, but if you're Spectre, that's not like the biggest thing on your mind, you know? You're not gonna be there for the whole fight. You're just there in the opportune times.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially against a one-position Wraith King. I think the Diffusal Blade would have been a fantastic pickup for American Freedom. And I'm also a little bit disappointed that he didn't go in for it.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the supports, too. Like, all of the supports and Beastmaster need a crapload of mana. They have a ton of spells. I just think Diffusal's way better here. And then he could purge stuff if stuff happened to him, like a Venos low. I don't know if that purges. It might.
Yeah, I'm not actually certain. I know it persists through magic immunity, but I don't know if it's purgeable or not.
Yeah, I think you probably purge the. I think the boar does some sort of damage over time or slow or something. You probably purge that.
We can see another team fight setting up at this tier 2.
Have
Naz
fun
hiding
trying
in the
to bust
trees in the
down
exact
radiant
same
structures
place he did
now.
last time. Epicenter, he's not really going to catch anybody. He'll eventually get to Melon Monkey. Spectre Hunter. Melon Monkey goes down very, very quickly.
Somebody's on a roll.
Cleaning
2
up those
down.
supports. Witch Doctor roll comes out, but doesn't do a whole lot. American Freedom is so tanky. So many hit points to get through, and that dispersion damage is doing a ton of work. Spectre finally goes down. Naz just barely limping away. Looks like he's going to go down to the Necro units, but Puck finally gets cleaned up. Sand King does go down to Nyx Assassin's Necros. And that's another team fight going the way of KTW at the same tower in the exact same place.
A-Style is pushing the issue in this last tower really badly. They need to split the map. Get some ganks with this Wind Ranger, Nyx Assassin. Although they have horrible items for that. Their items are geared towards these 5v5 team fight pushes. Oh man, both teams are just kind of building these ridiculous 5-man items. I guess that's what it's all about this game, just the 5-man.
Yeah, I mean, KTW doesn't really have a whole lot of split push. A-Style can put on a little bit of split push pressure with that Spectre over on the other side of the map, but she did opt to go in for Manta, so she doesn't have those illusions to push with. And you're totally right, though the Necro Buck on the Nyx Assassin has done work in these team fights. It's not, you know, the sort of Blink Dagger, Force Staff, Dagon items that you would prefer on a ganking Nyx. Not that a support Nyx
Yeah,
ever
it's
gets
true.
Dagon anyway.
Support Nyx gets Dagon if it gets a good start. Blink, Force, Dagon, all pretty much core on any Nyx, I think.
Like in pro games, you see Blink and Force, or Blink is virtually 100% of the time, Force is pretty common, and I think Dagon is still mostly only when he's on mid and can get it up quickly enough that that burst damage is still a big deal. We're going to see pings coming out from 9, as KTW do notice that Roshan is back up.
Yep, nice use of the Hawk here. Just leaving it on Rosh, not bad.
We see some board wars. Naz might get caught out by Melon Monkey here. He's hanging back rather than diving in wisely, as 9 was right there on the high ground with Flex and Fearboner not far away either.
Kunkka's Tree Weasels has some sick warders. Like, these are legitimate skills that supports need. I think Nas was the one setting up the last one right up here. Oh my god. Such a good ward. They have so much sight and control of this Roche pit now. They know every move that's happening. And it's completely dodged by the wards of A-Style. It's just really, really nice. Nicely done by them. I think that's the doorway into comeback. Good ward.
We can see a Rooster trying to catch up on the wards himself, but I definitely agree. So a whole lot of vision coming out from KTW, a whole lot of very defensive vision. Not really able to sort of extend onto the opponent's side of the map except for this one ward around the pit that you already mentioned.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's not the ganking type of ward, it's the kind of ward where it's like, we know Roche is up, we know you know Roche is up, and we're gonna try and control, you know, whatever we can, because we just won the last 2 fights, but we're still losing the game.
Definitely agree with this aggressive high ground ward, very far off from the pit, so doesn't have amazing vision of the area, but is much less likely to get dewarded. And certainly with the help of the Hawk, they don't really need to have pinpoint vision over everything, because Beastmaster can always scout it out.
Yeah, it's really more like, the ward is good because people don't think they're warded when they're standing over there, you know?
Yeah, we can see, looking at the item pickups, Melon Monkey now has a Ghost Scepter out on him. Fancy Panda's got a Sheep Stick and a Mithril Hammer in his inventory and 2,300 gold in the bank. So he's definitely working on some big items. Maybe a Desolator coming out from him.
It's the 5v5. It's about to go down.
And A-Styles gonna... I can't tell if they don't look like they're intending to get to work on Roche. I think Fancy Panda just wanted to get slapped around a little bit.
KTW is gonna lose a full tower off of this. I think they lost a tower already off of this fight.
Regeneration.
This is a T2.
Alright, there's the Q. A-Styles gonna get to work on that Roshan right as the creep wave is hitting their tier 2 top. So they're gonna force KTW to decide between the pit or the tower, and they're gonna pick the pit. They all smoke up, immediately start heading in, but Spectre's gonna be able to haunt in. Naz jumps in, gets Melon Monkey, immediate haunt from Spectre. Naz and Melon Monkey both caught in the Ice Path. Macrofire comes out, KTW. 9 going to work on Melon Monkey, Venomancer ult comes out, roar up onto Fancy Panda. 9
Somebody's cooking two down. Radiant's top tower
Nine
charging.
gets stunned up by the Dream Coil, unable to break it. There we go, stun comes through. American Freedom now. Standing strong, 9 chopping away. Fancy Panda still there with him. Left Nash behind, back in the pit. 9 still chasing. He does have his ult, so he's going to come back up here. SP, Fancy Panda's going to force staff away, but is it going to be enough? Wraith King stun comes out. Looks like
There's
he's
no
going to make it
basher
away
yet.
to safety. Now we see the
Dire's
Penguins
mid
coming out
tower's
on
having
Nash.
technical difficulties.
And Nash is going to blink himself to
Yeah.
safety.
Hope the Dire weren't partial to that mid tower.
Oh wow.
Big team
KTW
fight.
Mid
took a
tower
tower
needs
off
a
of
little
that.
help.
Yeah, big team fight going KTW's way. They get the tower, now they're going to be able to get the Roshan as well.
Yes, Wraith King's looking fatter than the Spectre right now, even though Spectre's 6k gold up. Or 5k.
Yeah, that Mjolnir and that completed AC up on Fearbone really just have 9 hitting very, very hard at this point.
Roche is gone. Courtesy of
There's
Yeah, it's the AC and the Inhibition.
Yeah, and a third life coming out for 9, who I believe is at... he's already walked away from Beastmaster, but yeah, he's very close to max attack speed, even without Beastmaster's AC and Inner Beast.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess that's really, really high, isn't it?
Yeah, that might actually have been a
Invisibility.
little bit inefficient on their part. He may not have needed to go for that Mjolnir when he already had Beastmaster helping him out.
Yeah, well, Mjolnir is really great, like AoE damage if you're not going to go Battle Fury, which a lot of carries do not. I think Mjolnir is basically your only other AoE choice. Battle Fury and Radiance being the other two. But Radiance doesn't scale.
Yeah, and we definitely saw 9 had the lightning shield on him for that entire fight, and it did a ton of work. Really dished out damage all fight long.
Yeah, I mean, between the lightning shield and max attack speed, just the orb effect, you know, that's a lot of lightning.
Meanwhile,
So much health.
It looks like KTW are going to try to defend this top tier 2, which is kind of an odd decision given that it's at 44 hit points. They could really just deny it and sort of be done with it. It's not even a terribly strategically important tower.
No, but it definitely, I think it's like momentum based, right? You take this, you push them away from the tower right now, you're sending a message. You're telling them that this is a different game. Wraith King's too big now.
You see, looks like 750 gold up on 9 and a javelin in his inventory, so, and already got the demon edge, so it looks like that's going to be a monkey king bar coming out for him. Definitely a
Yeah,
good choice,
butterfly.
given the butterfly already up on Spectre, and just Wind Ranger. It's always annoying to have to deal with a Wind Ranger. If you have an MKB, you don't really have to worry about that so much.
Radiant's
I
I
toughened up
didn't know
their
the evasion
structures.
worked like that.
Yeah, Glyph comes out for KTW, Naz already hit
One
fighting
less
into
top
trees.
tower for the Radiant.
Oh, huge epicenter comes out, does a ton of damage to Nash. Venomancer completely
That's 4 in a
wastes the
row.
ulti. Mixes us and comes in, gets a big two-man stun off. Nash meanwhile taking a lot of damage. Spectre finally chooses to haunt in on this fight. But is it going to be enough? They've already lost the Witch Doctor, the puck is low. 9's going to go down, but he's got 2 more lives to eat through. So he's going to come right back up, go straight to work on American Freedom. Everybody's very low on KTW, but there's just not enough resources to take them down. Melon Monkey now is going to get stunned up. Shackle comes out on 9, but doesn't manage to last. Nix's goes down, and KTW don't hold the tower, but do take the fight.
Yeah, Puck got the tower, but at what cost?
Yeah, I'm really impressed at the way KTW has been clawing these back. We can see on the graph, they've actually closed the gap probably by, I don't know, 40%, between a third and a half somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. I think the writing was on the wall when they got 1 or 2 pickoffs around, like, before the 20-minute mark. Even though it looked like everything was going ASAL's way, but it's just been like really well played by KTW. The first half of the game, it looked like ASAL was actually just outplaying KTW, like not just playing their heroes better, just outplaying skill-wise. It's been completely turned around.
Yeah, I definitely agree. KTW's looked really good in these last couple fights. And that fight, you know, they took that fight even with the Venomancer missing his ulti and even with the Epicenter only really hitting 2 heroes. So I'm really afraid for A-Style if KTW actually managed to get these full combos off.
Yeah, I think it's the physical damage from Wraith King is like surprisingly large. That crit hits a lot.
And he's finished
It's
with that
very hard.
MKB, and now we're going to see KTW. They're going to find American Freedom in their jungle. Do they have the move speed to catch him? Now he's going to blink forward, going to stun, but the Lincolns is going to block it. Nash is here waiting in the trees, so he can always jump in to Dream Coil his buddy out, and American Freedom's just going to throw the dagger and run into the trees. Nash, meanwhile, is going to play games, dodging out the other side, and they're both going to get away to safety.
Invisibility!
I think that was in the reach of Sand King.
Yeah, it might have been. I was watching
Maybe
the puck.
not. I don't know. It's so easy to armchair, you know, theorize or whatever it is.
It's true, and there's Boots of Travel up on Nash, so he's actually starting to get very close to a full inventory on this puck.
Yeah, he needs one more item. I think he goes Sheep here, maybe Shiva's if he just wants to be like bigger and tankier against Wraith King. But I think Sheep is the best shot.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with the Sheep. They really need more ways of controlling 9, because you're absolutely right. He's dishing out a ton of damage, and with his MKB online, he's going to be dishing out even more now.
Oh, look at it go!
Yeah, the problem is they don't have physical damage for the pipe really. The Spectre comes in, but she's only right-clicking one thing at a time, and Pipe is like the best item against Radiance, right? Oh, Fancy Panda gets caught by the Ice Path here, and hexed up.
But
Nope.
Flex is wisely going to back off. There's lots of support there.
Oh, no one has Blink Daggers except for Sand King. See, this is a team, KTW is a team that usually builds Blink Daggers and they fight the 5-man pushing Necrobook team strat, which is really different but effective, clearly.
Oh, and Fancy Panda gets caught out. Spectre immediately haunts him, but Fancy Panda's already getting down. Let's go down. Woodshot to obstacle from behind the trees. Is 9 going to be able to stop it in time? He does.
7 in a row.
Stop it.
2 down.
Doing a lot of damage now.
8 in a row.
Huge epicenter
3
coming in
down.
from Naz. Oh my god, that was enormous. Melon Monkey now. He's not quite ready yet. That Shackle saving
Radiant's
his life.
top tower is in
Fancy
bad
Panda's going to
shape.
get stunned up. 9 and SP actually blocking each other a little bit. Huge fight coming out from KTW. That epicenter. Oh my god.
Radiant's top tower is taking
Looks like
hits.
it's not over yet. Nash is going to try to re-engage. Blinks in. Orbs past. Looks like he's actually stuck in the trees now. As
Radiant's
Fancy
top
Panda's
tower
trying
is
to
in
chase
bad
down
shape.
American Freedom to stop to deal with some creeps, and it looks like that'll finally be the disengage.
Yeah, it was really well played by 9 actually. He stopped his animation and forced Nash to basically waste all his time in hide and treat. It's really, really cool advanced mechanics right there.
Yeah, once again, we can see A-Style might have the harder carry, might have the better late game lineup on paper, but those teamfight ultimates, man, those do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I really think it comes down to the item choices and the total like just game strategy for A Style. They wanted to 5-man push against way more AoE abilities than they have, which is not very smart. They have Nyx Assassin. They should be ganking. They should have been ganking.
Yeah, they kind of built for team fight before their Spectre was online, and now that their Spectre is online, all of that sort of mid-game team fight they had planned on is starting to peter out a little bit. And American Freedom really just isn't powerful enough to step up and take over for that.
Yeah, and it's because he went those like intermediate items are like the Lincolns and the drums really aren't helping that much.
Double
And he
damage.
sold the drums already, clearly for Heart, but
Yeah, he sold the drums a few minutes ago when he picked up his travel, so he's still got one item slot. Curious to see what's going to come out. I honestly would still like to see a Diffusal 2 out on that Spectre just for the mana burn.
I think he needs bigger damage at this point. Maybe Manta, he just goes split push, you know, sending illusions to every lane, or, you know, 1 or 2 lanes at a time. I really don't.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Definitely either the Manta or conceivably a Scotty, but I would prefer the Manta in this case. Illusions do love the stats from the Scotty, but honestly, it's not that his illusions get burst down in the fight, it's that he has to man fight 9 after the haunt is over.
Yeah, Scotty is not that great on Spectre. I think what you do see, I saw Silent do this a couple times, is you build the refresher orb on Spectre because the ultimate is so good, and the ultimate scales, which is the best thing about it.
And we're going to see KTW smokes into the pit. Hawk tries to scout them out with an orb, but he's not close enough, and the smoke didn't break. And I think they're going to finish this Roshan before A-Style can get in.
Roche had it coming.
It goes down, and
the
the
Radiant
Boner takes the
Lumber
Aegis,
Thief.
and is that a cheese as well? Yeah, cheese goes onto Wraith King.
Yeah, that's what a million units hitting at, you know, max attack speed looks like. Roche dropped in like 2 seconds.
That was such a fast Roche.
Yeah, this game, and that was not with a Dezo. That was just attack speed that buffed up that one. That's insane.
Alright, it looks like KTW, they're going to go down mid, and we might have our climactic fight coming out here soon.
If they get like 2 or 3 kills, especially on Puck and Spectre, it's GG. It's already, I mean, it might be GG already.
They're getting to work on the tower. Stun out on 9. Witch Doctor pops the ult, doing a lot of damage to 9. Gonna force them back at least. Spectre haunts right as they're running away. So this haunt might actually go to waste here. The pipe comes out and negates virtually all the damage.
Yeah, and the Wraith King actually had cheese instead of Aegis. That was a really good shot of actually killing him, and they missed it. They spent 3 ultimates and missed it. This is looking really bad for A-Style.
Yeah, I definitely prefer giving the Aegis to a hero who's not Wraith King. Just, he's already got 2 lives, why do you need to give him another? But here we're gonna go in again. Puck gets the Veil of Discord off, but it looks like he's not gonna be able... Well, that buff actually lasts an enormous amount of time, so we'll see if he can make something happen with it.
I actually love giving the Aegis to Wraith King, because I also think that Rapier is one of the only items you should be building on Wraith King.
Well, I mean, if you're balling out of control, clearly, but otherwise...
I'm always balling out of control. I resent that insinuation.
Alright, getting back to this team by 9, go to work on the tower again, Shackle up
Dire's
to onto a
mid-tower
creep,
is nothing
and
now.
War comes out
9
on
in a
circumcised
row.
rooster, epicenter
How
almost
about
entirely
that?
on the Witch Doctor. Those 2 heroes already burst down. Rune Coil comes out, so is the pipe. Nice 2-man stun coming out from Mad Monkey. SP is going to
Radiant's bottom tower seem better days. Ain't looking good for the Dire's
Still no one down on the
mid-ranks.
side of KCW. They're going to take the
Dire's
first rounds of the game.
mid-ranks
Nash,
ain't around no
very,
more.
very low. Gonna
Radiant's
lose himself,
bottom
try to
tower
break
in a
away,
pretty
and
sight
will
right
get away.
now.
It looks like 9 meanwhile is going to lose his first life.
How about
Power
that?
Mask
Trouble
cleans up
brewing
the
in
Hawk,
Radiant's
stunned up
bottom
American
tower.
Freedom. Fast follow up, and that's going to be
2
the end of
down.
the Spectre. Hawk buys back, but I think it's too late. They already got the second racks, going to work for the
Radiant's
rest of the building.
bottom
Smash
tower
comes
ain't a
in.
pretty sight right now.
And they're going to trap an
How
ice
many was
path
that?
into the death
How
of the
about
puck a
that?
second time.
Nash walked in and got
Radiant's
insta-hexed by the Beastmaster. I don't think he knew Beastmaster had this scythe on him. That was rough to watch. It's like, aww.
Get a buyback from no concluding the KTW already working on these tier 4. Spectre hunts back in. Doesn't has Spectre actually jumped in yet? No,
Dire's
Spectre
mid
never
tower
actually
won't last much
chases in.
longer. Radiant's bottom tower
KTW
seems
are
Yeah, I
very
don't think
low.
it's.
the Dire
Nixon,
couldn't hang
Witch
on.
I
Doctor
don't think it's
both
that
back up.
scary.
9 pops the cheese, so he's back up to
There
full
goes
health.
Radiant's bottom
Milton
tower.
Freedom's stunned up, Macropyre comes down, Witch Doctor, 9 takes a lot of damage from this, Aegis pops on Fear Burner, SP's gonna go down,
Look,
Milton
I said I
Freedom just
lost
barely
count.
killed, Melon Monkey stuns at 9, Fear Burner trying to axe down, the next
Let's
assassin
just say it's a
behind
winning
immediately
streak.
kills
2
that
down.
Witch
Dire's
Doctor.
mid tower could use a little help.
That's another big kill, his ult was already
Hope the
back up,
Dire
so he's
weren't
fine,
partial
this
to
is
that
gonna be
mid
the Ancient.
tower. The
GG
Dire's
comes out.
Ancient is getting whooped. That's a win.
That's an absurd game.
It was a fantastic game. I am delighted that was our first game of the evening, and we've got we definitely won, and maybe 2 more to go.
Yeah, 63 minutes, 37 seconds, very long game, over an hour, and I would sum it up by saying A-Style just got completely pulled into Kunkka's pace.
Yeah, definitely. A-Style really just felt like they were playing a different game than they drafted for in many ways. And while they took that huge early lead, our gold graph looks like it's broken, unfortunately. Took that huge early lead and then just kind of let it slip away and let KTW get their team fight online and get enough gold up on that Wraith King to be able to stand up against the Spectre.
Yeah, that was an excellent game from the Wraith King. There's really not much else to say. He had, what, 2/3 the last hits of Spectre and just balled all over him, or her.
Alright, so we're going to go back out to the lobby to go get set up for Game 2. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I'm So Many Robots. This is Vic. We've got at least 1 more game coming out for you guys, maybe 2, as this is a best of 3 in the Round 1 quarterfinals of the Dota Battles Season 1 playoffs. So stick around, and we'll be up with Game 2 shortly.